Hi, Moon Village. Welcome to Yoga Through the Zodiac. My name's Faith, and I will be leading you through the first half of the zodiac today, starting with the sign of Pisces. So, this practice is to offer an embodied approach to remembering all of the facts about the zodiac. Um, we are not diving all the way into astrology. We're just learning the characteristics of the signs as well as their modalities and elements today. So let's get started. We're going to start with Pisces today. Technically, the first sign of the zodiac is Aries, but Pisces is the end as well as the beginning, and it's supportive of the practice to start in this way. Let's go ahead and lie down on our backs, getting into a banana pose, banana asana. It's actually a yin pose that we'll start with. So go ahead and lie down on your backs, raise your arms overhead, and we will begin on the right side. So cross your right ankle over your left, shimmy your shoulders over to the right, and grab onto the left wrist. You should feel a sensation along the right seam of the body. If you need to move your ankles a little further to the left to feel that sensation, you can. Dropping into your breath here, we will start to embody Pisces, the glyph of the fish, the double fish. And these two fish wash into each other, yin and yang. And Pisces is both the end and the beginning, as I was saying. And it is a water sign. So right now, if you can imagine being a fish in the water, we're swimming out of the end of life and into a brand new cycle. It makes sense as we're at the start of a new calendar year or a new zodiac year, rather, with Aries being the beginning of spring and Pisces being the end of winter. So as we die to last year, we are being birthed into a new year. This rebirth is the energy of Pisces, but we might not know where we're swimming to, but we follow our intuition and we follow the current forward. We let go of what has been, and we're kind of like these babies that just trust. We trust in the current, we trust in our feelings, we trust in our intuition. This is all the energy of Pisces. Go ahead and let go of the banana shape. And we will plant the feet, center the hips and shoulders, and just rest the hands on top of the body. Resting here in knock-kneed pose. And releasing knock-knee pose, you can extend your legs again, and we'll walk the legs over to the right. Reach the arms overhead and grab onto the right wrist so that we feel that sensation, that curve along the left side of the body. Surrender in Pisces fashion to the sensation, to the infinite, to God, to source. Pisces is a very spiritual sign, representing that void at the end and beginning of life. Pisces is a mutable water sign, meaning that fluid water element that connects us to our feelings and our intuition is even more changeable, most changeable, as a mutable modality sign. Pisces are the dreamers, the healers, the psychics of the zodiac. They're connected to their emotions. They can see the bigger picture. They can sense what's happening in others. They're emotionally available for others, very nurturing and caring and gentle. Release the banana shape, and we'll come back into knock-knee pose momentarily. Feeling all mutability, all the changes within your body, within the waters of your body. Now bring your arms down by your sides. Plant your feet hip width apart, walking the heels into the sits bones. And we'll find a little flow in Pisces nature. There is this ebb and flow like water. So lifting the hips and arms as you inhale and exhaling to lower them back down. We'll engage in some floating bridges. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Just do that a couple more times, embracing that changeable, mutable water of the Pisces glyph of the fish. Good. Now relax, and we will lift the feet off the ground, creating a 90-degree bend at the knees. And we're going to set up for the next. First host of the zodiac is Aries, the ram. I'm going to interlace the hands behind the head and create these little ram horns, these elbows here that look like horns. You can really start to embody the feeling of the ram. The ram charges forward using heat and fire. It is a fire element. It's a cardinal sign, meaning it's the first sign of the spring season, and it's a pioneering sign, which means that it blazes the trail for the signs to come. So keeping your horns open, keeping your gaze up will start to warm up the fire of the Aries ram. Inhale, rise up, shoulders off the mat. Exhale, squeeze the belly to the spine. Good. This is what you're going to feel like when you're lifted, and then you're going to let go. We will exhale to pull the belly in and lift the shoulders, and then inhale. So go ahead and keep pumping and building the fire of the Aries ram. As I talk about Aries, the Aries is known for being the baby of the zodiac, very uncomplicated, very simple. There's not a lot of pomp and circumstance, just some direct, I want this and I'm going to get it type of energy. On the shadow side, the Aries can feel aggravated and frustrated and temperamental, but on the light side, Aries is just very straightforward and achieves its desires. You can feel that frustration maybe growing, but also maybe some motivation and passion here. One more pulse. Good, release. You can rest here, bring your hands down, or maybe you lift your hips again for a bridge. Feel free to walk the shoulders in together and interlace your hands, lifting your pubic bone for Baddhasana. Stretching your abs. Releasing your bridge. Lift your feet again, grab behind the knees, and we're going to use that Aries ram fire to rock and roll in that childlike way until we drive ourselves all the way forward to hands and knees. So grounding into the hands and knees. We're entering the sign of Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, so feel that stable earth beneath you and this stable tabletop. And we'll add some movement, arching on the inhale and rounding on the exhale. So as we move through these motions, I want you to think about the glyph of the Taurus bull. The bull is grounded, connected to the earth, connected to her senses, and she enjoys the simple pleasures of life. The feeling of her hooves in the earth, the feeling of the sun on her face, the taste of the grass, and this slow, steady pace. The bull of Taurus is a fixed sign. So maybe the most stable sign of the zodiac when we combine the element of earth with that fixed quality. So Taurus doesn't really like to move once she gets into her groove. Taurus is very loyal, but can be a little bit possessive at times as well with the people that they love. And Taurus can be very stubborn as well. Good. And then we'll go ahead and release this pose by lowering down to the elbows and coming into an Anahata Asana. So either the chin or the forehead will rest here. We're keeping the hips above the knees, finding a little lift of the pelvic floor and breathing. And just like a Taurus, we're gonna love on the earth here. We're gonna lounge and luxuriate here and just let our senses enjoy the softening and the settling into the earth and all of the offerings of the earth, the material abundance. Mm. Releasing your heart melting pose. We'll walk back to tabletop and cross the ankles behind us, setting up for Janu Shirshasana, which is our pose for Gemini. So go ahead and extend the right leg long, lift your arms and square your body to your leg. Inhale and then hinge forward and relax. We're letting the left shoulder draw down so that the hips and shoulders stay square. And we're just going to inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to relax. Now, Gemini is mutable air. So arguably the most versatile sign of the zodiac. Gemini is represented by the glyph of the twins to highlight the dual nature of Gemini. So Gemini has an inward twin and an outward twin. That quality of yin and yang is represented through Gemini. And as an air element, the Gemini is very cerebral, very mentally focused. And as we explore this forward fold, we're exploring the inward tendency of Gemini, the feminine component of Gemini, which is receptive. So Geminis are mentally alert and taking in information all the time. So the passive component of Gemini is the part of Gemini that likes to receive information, that likes to learn, that's curious about everything and always noticing what's happening around them. We'll go ahead and release and come into the other half of Gemini in Stargazer. Plant your left hand behind you and roll over your shin, and we'll just arch the back here. If you want to add some arm circles to release through the shoulder, that can feel really nice. Make sure to change directions as well. And while we're here, we're just exploring the external masculine component of Gemini, which is the part of Gemini that is enterprising, social, wants to spread the news, wants to share the details of what's happening out there, wants to share her wealth of information. Go ahead and sit down and we'll change sides. Cross your right leg in, extend the left leg. Inhale to lift the arms and hinge forward. Janu Shirshasana, forehead to knee pose. And as we drop in on this side, same thing, the hips and shoulders stay square. We're returning to the inward nature of Gemini. And Gemini is known for having a lot of friends, for being a social butterfly, for being in the know-how and being really fun and flirty and energetic and always moving. On the shadow side, Gemini can be known to gossip or to be two-faced because she doesn't necessarily recognize when they're flipping from one stance to another, because Gemini can see both sides of the coin and genuinely relate to almost anyone. We're gonna release that forward fold, coming back into the external outward aspect of Gemini, circling the arm, that desire to share information, that desire to share the gossip, spill the tea, and connect people to one another. Good. Releasing Stargazer. You can cross your ankles and come forward. Let's take a quick down dog here just to stretch out our limbs. You can shake out your head. You can pedal your feet to walk your dog. And then go ahead and lower your knees for child's pose. Hips to the heels, forehead to the earth. Breathe here. This is our pose for Cancer. So Cancer, just stay in your child's pose here, and I'm going to talk to the screen. Cancer is represented by the glyph of the crab. So you can start to embody the crab here, just feeling your back body as this protective shield for your inner world. And just like crabs have a hard outer shell to protect their tender insides, Cancer can be fiercely protective of loved ones, of themselves, of their tender emotions. Cancers are the cardinal water sign. So the first water sign to bring us into the season of summer. And cancers are very, very sensitive. And so they kind of need this outer shell. They need this ability to kind of pinch their aggressors because what's inside is so delicate and sensitive. Cancers are very nurturing, very mothering, and fiercely protective of the people that matter, like family. Um, and they can protect their inner world as well and be a little bit mysterious at times. On the shadow side, maybe a little bit manipulative by using emotions to get what they want. All right, leaving Cancer. Let's lift the hips back up high for down dog. And we'll raise the right leg, three-legged dog, taking a scorpion tail just because that feels good, opening the hip. Back to three-legged dog. We're coming into Leo next. So let's go ahead and build some heat. Cross your knee to the left elbow and re-extend. Cross your knee to the right elbow and re-extend. Bring your knee to the center and step through your hands, lowering left knee down. Let's take a low lunge. Arms lift. Inhale. Setting up for Leo, this fixed fire sign, the regal glyph of the lion, the king of the jungle. We are embracing being the center of attention, of being royal and benevolent and stylish and worthy of attention. Inhale, let out a lion's breath on the exhale, HA, as you cactus your arms. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and sink. Lion's breath. 1 more inhale and let out your lion's roar. Good. Go ahead, lower your hands and step back to a plank. Breathing here and then chin to chest, down dog. Good work. Let's change legs. Left leg lifts. Stack the left hip over the right and bend the knee. Square off the shoulders. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale, let's cross the knee, moving knee to right elbow, and then re-extending, breathe in. Knee to left elbow, and then re-extending, breathe in. Exhale, knee to nose, and step through your hands, lowering the right knee down. We'll raise the arms. And embodying that regal Leo lion, the royal energy, wanting to be the center of attention, very confident on the outside, but on the shadow side, maybe a little insecure, maybe concerned about what other people think, a little too much, maybe a little vain. 1 more breath in, and then we'll sink and breathe. Lion's breath. 2 more like that. Inhale and let it go. 1 more and let it go. Good work. Lower your hands, step back to plank. Inhale. You can take it to down dog or do a little vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog to down dog. Good. A few breaths here in your down dog. And then go ahead and switch to the second half of the video. Take a break if you need to, and we'll finish the Zodiac. Thank you so much.